Dear friends, good evening. As for today's video, let us discuss the uses of a and an. First, let us see the examples, followed by the exemptions or other exceptions. Both a and an meaning only one. Okay, when to use a and when to use an, we will see. An is used before vowel sounds, not just before vowels alone. Before vowel sounds, this is what you have here. What are the vowels? A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. Okay, meaning only one. Let us see the examples here and then take up the exceptions. This morning I bought only one. A newspaper and only one magazine. So this morning I bought a newspaper and a magazine. When you repeat the same, you know that when you are talking about the same, you have got to use the. That goes without saying. The newspaper is in my bag, but I don't know where I put the magazine. When you are talking about the same thing even 1,000 times, you have got to use the. It's very simple, that is all. Simply speaking, that is all about a and an. Let us see one more example. I saw an accident. A-E-I-O-U. An accident this morning. A car. You are talking about the car for the first time. A car had crashed into a tree. The driver of the car. You are talking about that particular driver. The driver of the car wasn't hurt, luckily. But the same car was badly damaged. So when you are talking about something or someone for the first time, it is a. Before vowel sounds, you have got to use an, meaning only one. Meaning only one. Okay, now let us see these exceptions, because you have before vowel sounds only we have got to use an, and before consonant sounds some vowels in certain situations are followed by not preceded by and our. H is silent, but O, okay, and our. An honest man. These are only a very few, so keep in mind. Keep in mind. Whenever you use the word our to mean only one, use an. An honest boy. Not ha. Yeah, this word we use very often, useful. So, but understand, before useful, you are going to use only a, although it starts with a vowel, but it has a consonant sound, hence to be preceded by a. You're useful. The cow is a useful animal. The cow is a useful animal. A hammer is a useful tool. Okay, a union, a 1 rupee note. Whenever you use the word one, it is always a, although it starts with a vowel, but it has a consonant sound. That is why we use a. A 1 rupee note. A one-eyed man. Okay, now Let us see this. Few. Few and here few referring to numbers. Few means it gives a negative meaning. I went to the class, there were only few boys, almost nil. Hardly two or three. Not to be considered, not to be taken into account. There were only a few, negative. A few students, considerable number of students. So in a class of 80, there were some 30, 35 students. There were a few students. It conveys a negative meaning, and this one conveys a positive meaning. Okay. Look at the next one. The next one is used with regard to uncountable noun, something you cannot count. Like, for examples, sugar, salt, water, oil, milk, and so on. Okay, something that you cannot count. Without a, it conveys a negative meaning. There is little water in the bucket. You cannot use because practically speaking there is no water at all. Whereas when you use a, it conveys a positive meaning. There is a little water. Maybe perhaps you can use the water for brushing your teeth. You can. Conveys a positive meaning. So this is used for countable nouns and this is used for uncountable nouns. Okay. So without a, both convey a negative meaning, and with a, they convey a positive meaning. Okay. Look at the next one. Some. Okay. With regard to uncountable nouns, it means a little. There is some sugar in the container. Some sugar, a little. Some salt, a little. Okay. Whereas with regard to countable nouns, it means a few. There are some boys sitting in the classroom and chit-chatting, gossiping. Some boys, a few. Okay. Okay, now the same. Whenever you use the word same, make sure you use the before the word same. Now it is the same. Both the photos are the same. So make sure before the word same you use the. And look at the examples here. I must have already told you, you should not use in once a week, but once in 2 weeks, once in 3 weeks. Similarly, once a month, not once in a month. Once in 2 months, once in 3 months. Once a year, once in 2 years, and so on. Look at the last one. Sometimes and sometime. Where did we use which one? The meaning I have written down. Sometimes, on a few occasions, sometimes. Sometimes I go to the library to pass my time. Sometimes, on a few occasions. Sometimes I go to church and pray over there on a few occasions. Look at this one, sometime, for a little time, sometime. Yesterday I went to my friend's house and I was there for some time. For a very little time. I went to my friend's house and I was there for some time talking to him. So understand the distinction between sometimes and sometime. Sometime means for a little time. Sometimes means on a few occasions. Okay. So with this, I have completed almost all the necessary details about articles, and there is a minor point. Where do you repeat articles? When you repeat the article, it conveys a different meaning. When you repeat an article, it conveys a different meaning. Okay. Ilayaraja, okay, the music composer and the producer. The music composer and the producer. Okay, in two different places I have used the article. I have gone abroad. No. Both refer to the same person, and hence you should not use the article in two different places. You are going to use only one. Ilayaraja, the music composer and producer. If you put the over there, it refers to two different people. Okay. The accountant and the clerk, two different people. The accountant and the clerk, two different people, have decamped with the money. Two different people have run away with the money. The accountant and the clerk, no the here, both refer to the same person. So when you repeat the article, it refers to two different people. If you don't repeat, both refer to the same person. Okay, let me stop here. And with that, everything about articles is over. And in the class tomorrow, let us do something different. I am sure you will find this and that useful. No, of course, today's class is over. The next class you will find more interesting. Thank you so much. If you like this video, please subscribe and share it with your friends.